What's up, everybody? My name is Josh LaFleur from Late Start Piano. Today I'm going to tell you the difference between reading sheet music and sight reading. So, knowing how to read sheet music is you can sit down and you can look at the notes on your staff on the sheet music, and you know what notes you're supposed to hit at what time for how long. When you think of reading sheet music, or if you say, yeah, this person can read music, this is what you're thinking of. They can sit down, they can look at the sheet music, and they can play the song. It might take them a bit of time to practice it. They might not be able to sit down and play it perfectly, but they can read the sheet music. They know what it's supposed to be. They know what notes are supposed to be hit at what time, and they know how long the notes should be held for. And they can play the piece of music, but they might need to practice it for a little bit first. But all they need is the sheet music. So if you can read sheet music, then that's kind of what that is. That's great. It's a great skill to have because you can apply it to all songs as well. And like I said before, plenty of times on this channel, if you want to play more than 2 or 3 songs, if you want to actually play piano itself, then you need to learn how to read music. Sight reading is different because not only can you read sheet music, so not only do you know what the sheet music is telling you to play at what time and for how long, but sight reading is when you sit down and you've never seen a piece of music before, and you can sit down and start playing it immediately. So there's a difference there. I don't know if you caught it. It's a subtle difference. But when you know how to read sheet music, you can sight read to some degree. Everyone who can read sheet music can sight read to some degree because you can sit down and you might be able to play the first one note. You might be able to play the first note instantly because you know how to read sheet music. And if you've never seen that piece of music before, then that's sight reading. But if you're not a great sight reader, and maybe it takes you a little bit of time to figure out what's on the sheet music, and you need to practice the song first for a little bit before you can play, then your sight reading skill is not the best in the world. You can read music, but your sight reading not be great. If you're a great sight reader, you can sit down at a brand new piece of music you've never seen before, and if you're really, really good at sight reading, you can play that piece immediately with just the sheet music. So sight reading is a great skill to have because it's going to cut down on your practice time. If you can read sheet music really well and your hands and your fingers know exactly where to go when they see the piece of sheet music, then you're going to be able to play songs a lot faster because all you're going to need is the sheet music, and you can find sheet music anywhere. You can find sheet music for pretty much any song that you want online. You might have to pay $5 for it, maybe, but oftentimes you can find it for free as well. And it's going to save you a lot of time if you're really good at that because you're not going to have to watch some tutorial and on YouTube or something like that. You're going to be able to play it much, much faster. If you can read music but you can't really sight read it like that, you can't play music immediately as soon as you see it, then you can read music but your sight reading skills are not the best in the world. And that's okay. It really depends on what you want to do. Some musicians, not just piano players, but guitar players, saxophone players, whatever, they can read sheet music really well, but they can't listen to music and play it back. They're not good with their ear as much, and that's fine. Some people are the opposite. They're really good with listening to music and playing it back, but they're not as good with reading sheet music or sight reading. I find that classical trained musicians, especially pianists, they're extremely, extremely good sight readers, but they're not good at improvising. They're not good at listening to a piece of music and playing it back. If you look at like a jazz improv person, a jazz pianist, they may not be as good as reading sheet music as a classical pianist, but they can listen to songs and they can improvise really, really well. So it doesn't have to be all or none. It doesn't have to be you can only play songs by ear. It doesn't have to be you need the sheet music to play them. You can get good at both, and you can train both, and you can be really good at sight reading, and you can really be really good with your ear and play things back as soon as you hear them. So again, that's the difference between reading sheet music and sight reading. Sight reading is just the instantaneous reading of sheet music and being able to play that song immediately. If you can read sheet music, then you might not be able to play a song immediately. You might have to practice it first, but you can still read the notation that's on the page. So I hope that helps. Any questions, let me know. My name is Josh LaFleur from Late Start Piano.